Solemn start to Independence Day. A message to all to build Papua New Guinea. And country celebrates in red, black and gold.
This is National EMTV News with Helen Sayer.
Good evening and happy Independence. The Independence Dawn service has once again attracted a lot of Port Moresby residents this year. The Independence Hill came alive with people, mostly families who were there to witness the occasion.
Among the crowd of families who managed to wake up early to catch the service were families who attend as part of their annual ritual, while for others it was their first time. Some had family members who had official duties this morning. They all came early, mums, dads and of course the children, to witness the official start of the commemoration of the 41st independence anniversary. The official program started with the arrival of the flag. Then the flag procession to the foot of the Independence Hill flag mast to be raised to the tune of the national anthem. This is the 6th year for Prime Minister Peter O'Neill to officiate at the flag-raising ceremony.
Ours is a unique country. Ours is a country that is moving forward. But of course, we continue to have challenges ahead of us while we are advancing. I think that we have achieved more in one generation than many countries in the nations around the world.
Behind me is an after party of sorts that has followed the dawn service this morning. The dawn service has become a family affair, with families arriving as early as 2 and 3 a.m. this morning to witness the occasion. For Benjamin Yambu and his family, witnessing this solemn occasion was a special time out with family members who traveled in from Medang and East Sepik.
On behalf of the family, we like wish him all get Papua New Guineans around the country, beautiful country. Please walk one time, walk boom one time. Put him government, believe me, go pass. Now look, sir, I want to walk come up so that he can enjoy him. All this all developments work come lo country, believe me. Because something, put him all beginning pass lo. This la narbla Christmas and back lo me. Thank you.
Also there was Carolyn Don and her family, who were there also for the first time to witness the occasion.
At least their services going. To Mibla looking stable most between blowing plant something come up. So plant development come up so Mibla Togoka, Mibla Mas Amamas Lumplay must go now. Celebrating Lahab. That's why Mibla come later.
The dawn service is also popular with church groups, with one of the biggest congregations attending last year. This morning, EBC Moresby congregation was there as part of their annual program.
Mibla Hamamas long, how to talk God. Na harim tok blogod wa government restrict him because government me larim isla tok blogod is free na itsello isla mibla logim planti senis wokla kamab na mibla mas.
As usual, the dignitaries who attended this morning included heads of mission and churches, members of parliament and heads of government bodies. Sarah Aupong, National EMTV News.
In light of the country's 41st independence, CBC General Secretary Father Victor Roach has encouraged all Papua New Guineans to continue their work in developing the country. Father Victor said after 41 years, it is good for all Papua New Guineans to reflect on the country's achievements, but also think of what the country can do to improve in the coming years.
Father Victor, while giving his independence message on behalf of the country's Catholic Bishop Conference, says after 41 years, PNG has achieved a lot in terms of tangible developments.
41st independence anniversary, it's a joyful occasion for all of us in Papua New Guinea. And it is good that the celebration should not be only in the cities. Even the ordinary people in the villages, in the rural areas, they should be proud of the developments that we have had. No doubt, as a big brother in Oceania, Papua New Guinea can be proud of its developments.
However, he said with these developments, there are still some areas in the country that has not fully developed. He highlighted the increase in social issues which are affecting ordinary Papua New Guineans.
Still, we see lots of rascalism. People going to the gardens market, they are all afraid of going there because they will be pickpocketed. People in the PMVs, they have to be always holding on to their balloons because they don't know when their balloon will be snatched by them.
Meanwhile, he commended the government on the approach it took to resolve the recent conflicts in the three state-run universities. Father Victor says despite the political conflicts, the vote of no confidence and other issues in the past 3 months, wisdom has prevailed, which shows how far the country has come since 1975.
I am sure all of us know that we had very stormy days in the past few months. And it has been very amicably resolved thanks to the wisdom of the political leaders, the administration of the universities, the student leaders and the police. And I hope this wisdom will continue.
Stanley Ove Jr., National EMTV News.
A slow start to Independence Day celebrations in Leh City with heavy rain delaying the early morning flag-raising ceremony. But the rain didn't dampen the spirits of those who came. The PNG Defence Force took the lead in celebrating Papua New Guinea's 41st anniversary. The formalities also attended by members of the Australian Federal Police and the Australian Defence Force.
For 15 years, these retired servicemen have been leading the marches at independence celebrations. Today, they took charge again. The bagpipers and drummers are still the pride of the PNG Defence Force Engineering Battalion based at Igam Barracks. The soldiers, police and correctional service officers who led the parade are from the Joint Services College. The message today was about the achievements of the country and the hopes for the future. The message delivered by keynote speakers this morning.
Today we're in solidarity, today we're in strength, today we are in hope. So the message coming out of Leh this morning is we are together in hope on this 41 year of independence.
Those who attended had much to say about the state of the country, while a lot has been achieved.
I'm one bell now, I mean like in one country must start.
Develop na go also.
There is still a lot more to be done. Tomorrow, when Papua New Guineans return to normal life after celebrations, today's lessons will have to be carried on by the young. Scott Waide, National EMTV News, Leh.
Meanwhile, people in Yalumet in the Kabum district also celebrated Independence Day in much the same way as they have for the last 4 decades. Yalumet is located in a coffee-growing region of Morbe, but remains without road access after 41 years. Today, a small group of villagers gathered with provincial law and order officers to mark 41 years of independence. Yalumet's isolation has meant that service delivery has been very difficult. The only other means of traveling is by North Coast Aviation, which has deeply flights to the government station. Today, people told of their difficulties and how they have come to accept it as a way of life. The small town of Alotau also came alive today, marking Papua New Guinea's 41st independence. Continuous rain disturbed programs in the morning part of the day. However, hundreds gathered in town to attend other celebrations. The program began with a float organized by business houses and their employees. Government departments and state agencies also took part, with many proudly displaying their red, black and gold outfits. Other activities included sports activities and worship in the later hours of the day. You're with National EMTV News. More independence celebrations after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Papua New Guineans must be able to take part in all development activities of the country. A founding father, Chief John Momis, while reflecting on the country's 41 years, says the national government must enable the people to be actively involved in the process of economic, social and political development.
As Papua New Guinea celebrates its 41 years of independence, a founding father and known as father of decentralization, Chief John Momis says that people are the center for development and every decision-making must be people-centered.
They will accept the responsibility to ensure that we don't fall easy praise to outsiders and others who are trying to undermine our constitution, undermine our society, and so on and so forth.
What the government does must be in the best interest of the people. In this way, there is command trust between the people and its government.
We must give autonomy to people so that they will play an effective role to create the common trust which Papua New Guinea needs at this time to bring about stability, fulfillment, and a commitment to maintain the national goals and directive principles as enshrined in the PNG Constitution.
Chief Momis also paid tribute to the forefathers of this nation. He challenged the young people to embrace opportunities.
And for us, for the new generation, I think they should take the baton with the similar zeal and run the race and run it well. And therefore, I'd like to take this opportunity once again to congratulate the people of Papua New Guinea on this 41st anniversary of our independence.
In Nisan Island, Autonomous Region of Bougainville, Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Children at the Port Moresby General Hospital were fortunate to celebrate Independence Day with visitors. 12 young people, the youngest a 5-year-old from the Korobose Adventist Church, visited the Children's TB Ward and the General Children's Ward, talking to the sick children and handing out goodies to them as well. Despite their illness, the children in the 10 rooms of the TB Ward and the 52 beds in the General Ward were happy to meet their visitors. The Adventist youth gave out PNG flags, Bible pamphlets, toiletries and fruits. From radio station 99.5 Right FM, this week launched their PNG Proud movement. The movement is designed to inspire young Papua New Guineans to uphold pride in their heritage in a time where there is so much exposure to the Western culture.
The program was launched over a small gathering attended by the National Youth Development Authority and Bomana inmates, apart from the Right FM crew and company sponsors. Speaking at the ceremony, head of Right FM on-air team, Braden Chin, elaborated on the importance to encourage Papua New Guinean youth to embrace their culture and to remember where they come from in the day and age of social media where youngsters grow up being exposed to so much Western influence.
What we want to do with this movement is we want to remind them where they're from and we want to inspire them to be proud, to embrace their culture. This is what the PNG Proud movement's all about.
The official PNG Proud logo is the phrase PNG Proud, incorporated with cultural designs from all 4 regions of the country to symbolize unity. The movement is also promoted on T-shirts imprinted with the logo and is already on sale at CHM retail outlets. A portion of the sales will go to the National Youth Development Authority in their fight against drug and alcohol abuse amongst our youth.
We want to thank CHM for coming on board, and also would like to extend this invitation to you all to come and fight with us. So there will be a drug-free, marijuana-free, homebrew-free in Papua New Guinea. Thank you very much. We are PNG Proud.
Lorraine Gabina, National EMTV News.
French President Francois Hollande extended his independence greetings to Papua New Guinea. In his letter to Governor General Michael Ogiyo, he acknowledged the help of PNG during the Paris Conference on Climate Change. President Hollande describes the relationship between the two countries as deepening, especially in the area of trade and investment. He said with the strong and sustainable economic growth over the past several years, France is happy to associate with PNG through French companies, particularly the Total Group. National EMTV News will be back with more after the break. Welcome back to the news. As the country marks yet another anniversary, EMTV asked a handful of citizens to reflect on the country's journey thus far. There were mixed thoughts. Some were pessimistic, others promising, and yet others maintained pride in how far Papua New Guinea has progressed.
The topic of Papua New Guinea's independence always brings up mixed feelings. While a majority of people were out celebrating, not everyone believes that the country has progressed. One such person is veteran journalist Malum Nalu, who was 8 years old in 1975 when PNG gained independence. He said health, education and infrastructure have deteriorated and are worse than before independence.
Over the last 41 years, things have basically gone backwards as compared to pre-independence days. On this 41st anniversary of independence, I think the challenge for every Papua New Guinean should be to strive to lift this country back to those lofty heights of the 1970s.
On the other hand, people like Inspector David Terry believes PNG has in fact progressed.
25 years ago, not a lot of Papua New Guineans owned vehicles and homes. Today you see a lot of Papua New Guineans having a home, they have vehicles, a lot of young men and women are highly educated and they're working in the employment sector, both in the public and private sector. And as a Papua New Guinean, it makes you feel proud. And I'm of course very proud of my country for the developments we have achieved.
NCD Governor Poes Pakop represents the patriotic among us.
I'm proud to be a Papua New Guinean. Heart and soul, everything. My entire being is a Papua New Guinean. I'm proud of our people, proud of our history, proud of our tradition, and I'm confident about the future of our country and our people.
Papua New Guinea has long boasted about its ability to be one country despite its diversity. So regardless of the many views about where PNG should be now after 41 years, there is no doubt a shared vision to see a better future going forward for PNG. Deli Waigeno, National, EMTV News.
Floriculture has become big business in the Eastern Highlands province. A local florist has now ventured into buying flowers from overseas.
Tavoro Kovai started selling calla lilies a couple of years ago to raise funds for an health retreat to be held in the province. Today, EMTV caught up with her at the 60th Goroka show while she was displaying her new products to the market. Calla lilies as a unique color with very large flower heads and tall dark stems. These flowers are imported from overseas. It cost her about 14,000 kina.
Trying to make some money, but I think I've sold the first lot to the governor of Madam Governor of Eastern Highlands Province.
She is the first woman in the country to sell these flowers. Kovai says calla lilies are new in PNG and there are no buyers. However, she has made progress and is hoping to venture more into the business. Martha Lewis, National EMTV News, Goroka.
The Yanguru Sausia district will see changes in health service delivery with the opening of health facilities closer to the people. MTV's Florence Jondua reports from Wewak.
The Sausia LLG for many years have suffered in terms of access to health services. With a population of over 15,000, with just 4 aid posts in the LLG providing health services, However, the people of Konge in the South LLG had another reason to add to their independence celebrations. The 5 villages in the Konge area have seen health services brought closer to home with the launch of the Boru 8 post. Local MP and Minister for Trade, Commerce and Industry Richard Maru, during the official opening, said establishing this health facility is a new beginning for the people.
I'm very proud of you. Workman, all councillors, and everyone, you can support him. Come up into the housing in the middle of nowhere today. This is the start of a new beginning. On behalf of our district, on behalf of the national government, open this housing Konge for the people of Konge Ring.
HEO officer in charge of Kubalia Health Center also highlighted the sad fact the people have been facing for years.
People have to walk 3-4 hours to reach the nearest health facility, which is Kubalia. Sometimes they walk, they sleep on the way to reach the health facilities. Most of them have suffered. Some of them, they reach us but died on arrival, so we have to bring them back. Some of them, they went, but we referred them.
Boru 8 post has brought the total number of functioning 8 posts in the Sausa LLG to 5. Florence Jonduo, National EMTV News, Wewak.
Turning overseas, hundreds of U.S. military personnel have arrived in Iraq to support Iraqi forces when they begin their offensive to retake the city of Mosul. The major showdown with ISIS fighters could be coming soon.
Near Mosul in northern Iraq, U.S. bombs hit this ISIS or Daesh chemical weapons plant 50 times.
Intelligence had indicated that Daesh converted a pharmaceutical plant complex into a chemical weapons production capability.
The fight to retake Mosul, Iraq's second largest city, could begin next month, U.S. defense officials tell CNN. Additional U.S. Special Operations Forces may be sent in to help advise Iraqi units moving on Mosul. U.S. advisors are expected to be closer to Mosul's front lines, facing more danger, several defense officials tell CNN. South of Mosul, at the Iraqi airbase near Kiara, hundreds of U.S. military personnel are now on site, providing support for Iraqi units. U.S. jets could soon be flying attack missions from there. Timing of the Mosul assault depends on how ready Iraqi units are and if they don't get bogged down in coming days.
The big remaining piece is the city of Mosul, which is where ISIL has tried to establish its so-called caliphate. That is the next front.
The administration is optimistic on what may be the biggest test so far for Iraq.
The Iraqis, with the strong support of this coalition that we've put together, has taken back more than half the territory that ISIL once controlled.
Getting fresh intelligence is job one.
I am constantly reviewing our resources, whether it be ISR, strike platforms, tankers, people, to anticipate the operational environment.
For now, there is less optimism on Syria and the proposed U.S. agreement with Russia. In Aleppo, with a drop in airstrikes, children are out playing, but desperately needed humanitarian aid has not arrived.
Understanding we have at the Department of Defense that those aid trucks have not yet been put in a position to deliver the assistance that we think is critically required.
The ceasefire in Syria appears to be holding for now, but mistrust is growing between Russia and the United States. Russia is flying a drone over rebel-held eastern Aleppo to look for ceasefire violations.
From government-controlled western Aleppo.
More than 5 years of civil war have scarred large parts of Aleppo. Neighborhoods like this one, controlled by the government, in ruins. Now, finally, with the ceasefire, some respite, and seemingly little things become special. For the first time in months, 9-year-old Abdul Majid and his friends can go out, collect firewood for their families. We need this wood to cook dinner because we have nothing else, he says. The Shihan neighborhood was right on the front line until recently. Rebels shelled this district from a nearby hill, laying waste to many of the buildings. Meanwhile, government forces used air power to bomb the opposition areas. Amid the destruction, families continue to live in the ruins. Ahmed Yazji has been here for 3 years and stayed even after the rebels fired makeshift rockets into the flat next door, blowing away the wall separating the two apartments. It was very dangerous, he says. We were too afraid to go out because there was also a sniper covering the street and we couldn't even go into this living room. Now he stays here with his wife and 8 children, the kids trying to rest in the badly damaged flat. By all accounts, the situation is even worse in the rebel-held parts of Aleppo. Russia and the U.S. trying to ensure safe passage for UN aid into the besieged areas. If the agreement holds and Syrian forces withdraw from this area, then this road, the Castello Road, will be the main entranceway for aid into eastern Aleppo. This is the road that the UN trucks are going to use. The ceasefire has brought much-needed calm for the residents of this once so beautiful, now so battered city. While many of them cherish the calm, few are convinced that it can truly last.
Chukai Sports is next. Don't go away.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. Youths, mothers and fathers in the Lost Road community in Port Moresby took time to celebrate the country's 41st independence today in a fun and friendly volleyball match. The competition that started last week Friday saw 17 mixed teams, both men and women, compete for the top 4 spots.
The 41st Independence Day of Papua New Guinea was celebrated in style by youths in the Lost Road community in a fun and friendly game of volleyball. Tournament coordinator Stuart Bubu said the event was specifically organized to get the community in celebrating the country's independence. 17 mixed teams, both men and women, played in pool matches of A, B, C and D.
We organized this game just to keep our youths here busy during the Independence weekend and celebration. For a start now, we are just trying to at least bring those boys who knows how to play volleyball and stuff, so that they can come and we can put a team and compete in one of the town competitions.
He said cash prizes will be given to 4 winners, with the first prize taking home 800 kina, second taking 700, with third taking 600 and fourth placing taking 400 kina, while 200 kina will be given to each participating teams as consolation prizes so that everyone can celebrate the Independence weekend. The tournament was sponsored by Minister for Sports Justin Kichenko with 5,000 kina and will see the grand final take place tomorrow. Coordinator Bubu said the community is looking at affiliating with PNG Volleyball Federation to have an association in order to take part in national events around the country to represent their community. Meanwhile, Community Councillor from 1999 to date, Elizabeth Dibella, who offered her yard to the youths to use for the competition, said having young people engage in sporting activities is something she strongly supports.
Like being a councillor here in the ward, you don't realize how many young people you have until you host something like this, where they all come in and play. And it's really nice to see community interacting with each other.
The Independence event is the second event the community have hosted since the Easter tournament earlier this year.
So sport brings everybody together, they display their talents, and then they advance. Yes, I'd love to send greetings to all of Papua New Guinea. I hope they're celebrating well, and God be with them. To the community here, I thank them, and I wish you, the crew, happy independence.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
As part of PNG's 41st independence celebrations held in Port Moresby, Susa, the official mascot of the Under-20 Women's World Cup 2016, made an appearance getting acquainted with the crowd. CEO of the local organizing committee, Seamus Martin, said it's part of the hype leading up to the November tournament.
Coinciding with the Independence Day celebration near Ella Beach, downtown Port Moresby was a cacophony of colors, as Susa, the official mascot of the Under-20 Women's World Cup, made an appearance. Designed after the famous bird of paradise, Susa was happily taking photos with members of the crowd. Seamus Martin, the CEO of FIFA's local organizing committee for the World Cup, felt Susa's appearance was timely.
Yeah, for us it's just about piggybacking and getting a bit of awareness of the tournament. Obviously a fantastic crowd down here at Bugger Hill. I think a great initiative, to get people out, to get people enjoying themselves, and it's a big crowd, so it's a chance for us to spread the message that the World Cup is coming.
While a lot of focus has been on the preparations for the World Cup itself, Martin remarked on Susa's popularity at FIFA headquarters as well.
FIFA have gone on record to say that it's the most well-loved mascot that they've had so far inside Zurich. So I guess an icon of Papua New Guinea, the bird of paradise, so it's only appropriate that...
Susa will be having a number of public appearances as part of the hype leading to the opening of the World Cup. Jeremy Moggy, National, EMTV Sports.
Trukai Sports continues with more after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Any national championship is a testing point for local athletes who are aspiring to make it to international level. This was the sentiment shared by Sports Minister Justin Tkachenko during his official address to the participants of the National Volleyball Championship at the Tarama Aquatic Center.
With world-standard facilities such as the Tarama Aquatic Center, the sports minister urged all federations and not just the Code of Volleyball to utilize these resources and become the best in the sport. With the deferral of the PNG Games, Tkachenko said playing at this level is the key testing point to see individual capabilities and improve when needed so the best can compete in the Games.
We have taken ourselves to another level. Sports has gone to another level now. We have all the facilities now that are as good as anywhere in the world. We are the best in the Pacific. So now we have to become the best in the Pacific in respect to the different sporting codes.
And for the sports federations in the country, the 2018 Commonwealth Games at Gold Coast, Australia is another major international event that all must work towards.
There's nothing stopping us now for the preparation of that to win medals in the Commonwealth Games in 2018. Nothing stopping us. We have the facilities, we have the human resource. Now we have to identify the sporting champions in the different sporting codes, train them, enhance them, look after them, and get them to the level where you can be medalists in the Commonwealth Games.
Meanwhile, he gave his assurance to work closely with all federations to bring an elite team PNG to the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games once the FIFA Under-21 Women's World Cup and the PNG Games are through.
So many things we can look forward to. As long as you put the time, effort, commitment and responsibility and initiative into it, you can achieve anything.
Dini Rose Racco, National EMTV Sports.
And to netball, the NGCB National Senior Netball Championships began day one of competition at the Rita Flynn Outdoor Courts today. Centers from around the country, which included Alotau, East Sepik, West New Britain and Jiwaka, as well as host Port Moresby, all participated.
While Port Moresby will remain heavy favourites for this year's title, strong contenders have come from the Central Province, as well as Lae. Smaller centres in Goroka, Wewak and East New Britain also making an appearance after a long time.
It's good, when you have wide membership across the geography, it gives you a good sense of satisfaction, and I'm glad that the Highlands region is finally represented at this. The last time we had the Highlands region was I think about 8 years ago when it was Goroka and Mount Hagen, but Goroka has come back and we've got our new members, Jiwaka.
The 2016 titles is an important event for all players as they have the chance to be seen and selected into the open train-on squad for the Peppers as part of Netball PNG's 2-year high-performance program.
What the intention of including the Peppers is to use them as a benchmark for aspiring and potential players to play against the Peppers, so that the selectors are able to see, see what they can bring to this competition, and so they can look at them for potentially getting into the national squad. Yeah.
The two-day tournament will host its finals on Saturday afternoon with the stunning Rita Flynn Indoor Complex, the backdrop to top-quality netball. Jeremy Moggy, National, MTV Sports.
And that's a wrap for True Kai Sports. The weather details next. Stay tuned.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
Your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow: cloudy with chances of light rain showers in Port Moresby and Popondetta, few thundery showers in Daru, and rain showers in Kerema and Alotau. In the Momase region, rain showers in Ley, few thundery showers in Medang, and some showers with thunderstorms in Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands region, some showers with thunderstorms in Lorengau, Kavieng, Kokopo and Rabaul, and cloudy with chances of light rain showers in Kimbe and Buka. And in the Highlands region, rain showers in all centers. Forecast for small ships for the next 24 hours: strong wind warning current for all coastal waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait and Daru to Kiwai Island, to Kerema, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Island, to Cape Vogel, including all Milne Bay Islands. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait and Daru to Kiwai Island, to Kerema, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Island, to Cape Vogel, and with waters of eastern and western Milne Bay Islands, seas of 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Finchhafen through Vitia Strait, CSE Island to Long Island, and with waters of New Island to New Britain to Bougainville, seas of 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And waters of Medang to Bogia to Wewak, to Aitape to Vanimo, and northern PNG Indonesian border, and with waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas of 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Ocean forecast for PNG areas: in the Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with east to southeast winds at 34 to 48 knots. In the Solomon Sea, seas moderate to rough with east to southeast winds at 25 to 34 knots. In the Bismarck Sea, seas slight with southeast to northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots. And in the Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate with southeast winds at 10 to 20 knots with gusts.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
And that's how we end tonight's news. We'll leave you tonight with scenes from the Independence Day celebrations and the music from Lujaya Koza's song Keep the Fire Alive. From the news team, happy independence, Papua New Guinea.
lowland jungles and plains, where a nation moving ahead, getting stronger, 16 years on. So keep the fire alive, where a nation lifting we've come this far by faith. So keep the fire alive, we're a nation moving ahead. Keep forward, all every day going we're moving on, getting stronger, so keep the fire alive. Keep the fire alive, we're a nation moving ahead.